Hello, Jodie. Um,
Hello. Hi, Darlene. We're ready to go and we're here to hear all about the 999 portal, and I'm very excited about it.
well, I am excited about it because there's so many aspects to it. And so I'm going to start with a quote from my book,
Okay.
the book Freedom Through Numbers by Finding Your I Am. And just a quick description of nine from the book. A number nine person is a humanitarian who loves nature and animals and the downtrodden and will go to the extreme to give up their own well-being for them. The number nine people have the ability to give unconditional love, much like a dog gives to his owner. Unconditional love is the closest to divine love. They can be very charitable and forgiving of others, which makes them vulnerable to be taken advantage of. So, um,
That's a lot.
too much?
No, not at all.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
being a nine is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They tend to trust people too easily, which can create a large risk factor for them, especially if someone plays on their emotional caring side. The words love and money vibrate to nine energy. Okay. Um, just a quick description of the number nine: completion, love, artist, humanitarian, spiritual, compassionate, vulnerable, sensitive, feeling, unconditional love, service to others, lover, caring, nature lover, and animal lover. All the lover energy,
Lover energy is all in the nine. That is fascinating to me.
right? Yeah, it vibrates to a nine as well as money.
Okay.
Very interesting. Um, so that nine energy in your blueprint, that's what it means. But what we're talking about when we come to a 999 portal, which is September is the ninth month, on the ninth day in 2025, which is a 9 year. So even when you add those three nines together, it comes to 27, which reduces yet again to a nine. So we're in an extreme nine energy in this only complete portal of the year. Now, I've heard it spoken in other places that we won't see this again in our lifetime. And I don't think that they were referring to just the 999 energy, because that will happen every 9 years. We're going to have a September 9th in a 9 year. Okay. I think what they were referring to is the incredible changes we're going through and the completions that we are encountering right now. Because nine is so much, especially in the temporary vibrations. When I do readings, I always figure people's temporary numbers. And when it comes to a nine, it's, well, what's closing for you out of that 9 year cycle or 9 day cycle or whatever? Nine is always about a closing, but you can't look at the ending with a nine without also considering what's that 1 year going to look like and the next 9 years. So we always end up with the nine energy with looking at both the nine and the one, the new beginning, because we can talk about completion and completion and completion, but it's a little unsettling if we don't know where we're going and what's going to start new. And this particular year, with everything going on, we don't really have a real good picture of where we're going to end up in the future.
Right.
So,
And combining the completions with new beginnings, it's like you're doing double duty. Like you're looking at both simultaneously. And that reminds me of the Greek god Janus. because Janus has two faces, and one looking to the past, one looking to the future. And he was always considered is always considered the god of transitions. And that's what this is, the position that we're in. Every time you hit the end of a 9-year cycle, right? Or a 9 cycle just in general, you always are doing the 9 and the 1 at the same time, which is the ending and the beginning. And you're always on that bridge between the two, having to see that is how it seems. And that to me signals the doorway that Janus represents,
Yeah.
opening a door.
Right.
One door
Very,
closes, one door opens, right?
right.
Yeah.
Very interesting that you bring up Janus, because our month of January is named after Janus.
Correct.
And guess what?
Well,
The
that's like
next
1 month, right?
year will be our next full year portal. January, first
January.
month, first day, New Year's Day, in a 1 year, 2026.
Okay, so this
Okay.
makes this transitions very powerful.
Not only powerful, but look at the short period of time between 999 and 111.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is not very
And-
long.
Right. And I think the next eclipse cycle is February. So we've been told these 6 weeks here are going to be very rapid and
6
a
months.
lot of changes.
Yeah, 6 months, not 6 weeks. We've
I'm
got
sorry. Yes.
yes,
Thank you.
September through February, and we do have big portals this month. We just had the total lunar eclipse just last night. So on
Exactly.
9/7 or into 9/8, September 8th. So, and we have another in a few weeks on the 21st, the solar.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a powerful month in general.
Right. Right. And the other thing that I think we should include in closing and opening cycles is how many planets have gone through their closing last degree in their sign of 20, I think it's 29 degrees in a cycle for each planet, and how many have gone through a whole cycle and come back to 0 point and a new beginning. And
Yes.
we've had, I don't know, 6 or 7 planets. I don't know how many.
All the 5 outer planets.
The 5 outer
through
ones.
to 0, and the closer planets, they go through cycles faster.
Right.
So, but when the outer planets, it takes them a long time to move. So
Yes, some of them 200-300 years.
Well, it's a long period of time, but just going back to that 0 point, all within the last 6 months, 8 months or so.
Yeah, I
So
don't know if it started last November, or were they all?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it started last November. And so
that was when Pluto went to 0 degrees.
Okay. Yeah. So as you can feel, this is such a major happening that, yes, we probably won't see in our lifetime again, because the other major happening was the closing of the 2000 some odd year cycle of Pisces, that all the planets have left Pisces and they're all in Aquarius. And that other interesting piece I like to remind people about is Pisces is the last sign in the astrological wheel, and Aquarius is the first one. So here we go again with an ending and a new beginning of a whole new 12 sign cycle. Okay. So there's so many endings and beginnings that going forward, I think we're really changing our energy into something brand new as well. We cannot avoid that at this point. We have to raise our vibration because the Earth's raising her vibration, and the
Absolutely.
solar flares are helping her do that. So with raising our vibration, we are opening ourselves up to brand new energies that, yes, we haven't done before. In fact, I think it was mentioned from some of the archangel messages that it hasn't been done in millennia. That we will now be living in a phase of time where we will have full access to the other side of the veil.
The fifth
And
dimension where everyone is collectively that have actively been working on raising their frequency going into 5D. And it's a powerful time frame. Every angelic channeling message that comes through talks about how we are raising those frequencies and how we are evolving at such a rapid pace. And even in this latest leap that happened, the archangels were even surprised there was so much 5D, so many people. It was greater than expected are at that 5D. And so we're collectively evolving the planet at the same time. And so it's a powerful time frame. The archangels have been very, very helpful in the channelings that come through. And
right.
so, but the important parts like recognizing these types of cycles, beginnings, closures, transitions, doorways, all of that is important. And it shows up in the numerology. It shows up in the astrology. It shows up in our own personal cycles. I know I have a birthday coming up. And for me, that's always a time frame where it's like, okay, well, that's a whole new start for a whole nother cycle for me, you know? And so it's interesting. Cycles happen all the time.
I have one more completion I'd like to mention,
Yes.
and that is our own completion of evolving to include our origin self.
Yes.
We need to be so complete within ourself in order to do all this higher vibration. Okay.
Absolutely.
And so finding and befriending and incorporating and interweaving with your origin self is so important right now, because once we do that, our origin self has sort of been parked aside. And because of the Piscean age, mostly, I believe, in our lifetime, we haven't been given permission to access all of our gifts and skills. Okay. So by bringing that back together, and is what is also going to allow us to bring our vibration easier to those higher dimensions
Right.
where the possibilities are infinite. There's so many possibilities that we don't have access to now that are just going to be natural when we get to this place.
Yes.
So don't be afraid of going forward. I am so excited about going forward right now and having all these infinite possibilities that we haven't had access to. Okay. So on so many levels. So, what are your thoughts on that, Jodie?
Well, I think, I'm in total agreement. I'm excited about where we're headed. I'm thrilled that the energies are pouring through. I love channeling for the archangels. I love being that presence for them and stepping into a greater sense of myself because of that, and my own origin self all merged in finally working as a unit. It is an experience that I personally help clients with, to help them to find that part and to be able to get more connected. It's basically having access to your entire soul being, not just the smaller portion that incarnates with the physical body, or what we want to just deem our conscious mind. You know, it is access to all of us. And when that soul part merges in that origin self, it just becomes amazing, and it answers so many questions for each individual as to, well, who am I actually?
Mm.
Who am I really? You know, and it's this sense of home. It's this sense of feeling togetherness. It's a sense of strength. It's a feeling of being complete. And I think that's kind of the same thing you're talking about with the nines, because tomorrow, as we're recording this today, but as tomorrow is 999, that is the completion. It's just so fitting in that how we are feeling so much more complete when our origin self comes in. And what a great way to acknowledge that and honor that for tomorrow, those that have merged that in, you know, and those that are looking to discover your origin selves and to step into that, you know, we're here to help. We, you know, that is something that links are in the bottom below the video, but I would highly suggest coming to visit us and join us in the Oasis to Oneness community, because we are really building and growing that, because you know what, we all need to rise together, right? We're all actively working to raise our frequencies. So, and this is a big part of that. This is also a frequency,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
And speaking of that, going forward, I did mention that we would start in January with 111 right away portal. But next year, let's see, the next 3 years, we'll have double portal months, complete portal months, because October 10th in a 10-year
Yeah.
is going to be a complete portal. And
Wow.
then you'll have November in the 11-year and December in the 12-year, you know, so those are going to be complete portals double for the next 3 years. So you
Right.
can see where the world's going to be building and changing in cycles that haven't happened for 9 years.
This is why the 888 portal last year was so powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it was the only one, complete one of last year.
Right.
In an 8-year, you know.
The
So
difference is the fact that the year also needs to be the same. If it's
exactly.
just, let's just say if it was just a 9-9, but you're in a 7-year, that's not a complete portal.
No, no.
Okay.
And that's where people get confused. Thank you for
Yes.
clarifying that. And so all three, the month, the day, and the year need to do that. Okay. And so the excitement that I think we really need to work on the letting go. The letting go, it goes with the 9.
Yes.
Okay. And I got a little bit forced by the universe to do that this year. I had a flood in my basement. So I had a lot of help in saying, this goes, this goes, this goes.
It's
And
a lot of letting go all at once.
exactly.
Yes. Yes.
And so in that letting go, then we have room for lighthearted joy, excitement. But if we're dragging all this baggage of, oh, just in case I need that in the next 10 years, or just in case somebody wants this sometime, it's not good energy.
Right.
So we want to go into this free-spirited and really enjoying life.
Right. And
En.
the archangels have been addressing that too, that we need a much lighter load. We don't need
Absolutely.
so much in the materials at this point. We don't
Yeah.
need to go to that level so much at this point, you know,
Right.
and So I've been house cleaning too,
Yeah.
letting go, letting go, letting go. Still have more to do, but it's a
Mhm.
process. But
It
you look at
is.
how many years have you built all that up?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's a
And
process.
we've got till January before we start the next 111 portal. So
Right, right. But this one still is endings and beginnings.
yeah,
So because and we're beginning now anyway, right? So
right,
I love that Janice piece of it's a doorway, it's a transition place where you can see both sides, the past and the future, but you need to stay and remain in the present in order to do the transition.
right.
The present is so powerful. And it's about acknowledging, yes, I've come this far, but yes, I'm totally prepared to go forward.
Hmm.
So that that it's more comfortable, and also that there's stability in that transition. you know
Right.
I like to think about these kind of cycles like glasses, like you're circling and you're going around on one cycle, one cycle, one cycle, and then finally when you're ready to go to the next, you're crossing the bridge over the nose to go into the next one. It's that concept of the bridge right in between. We bridge it here in the nose, but that's the bridge between the 9 and the 1. Every
Exactly.
single time we make a transition, we're on a bridge for a short period of time, and what's called the in between. And
Hmm.
it's in the in between that it feels unstable.
Yes, and that is what we're in right now. I just came back from an incredible women's wellness retreat weekend, 120 women, and the uneasiness of where are we going, and that in between was very powerful. And of course, with the dowsing you and I do, we check people where they have their energy invested in. Is it in the past? Is it in the future? Or is it in the present moment? And that is so important because I think for eons of time, we've unconsciously parked our energy in different places. And we're not really consciously aware of what we were doing with our energy. We're coming into this time now where we have to be very aware of what our energy is doing, because
Yes.
that 5D is more about frequency and energy than it is about the 3D material world. And so this is a big, big transition. Don't let anybody tell you it's not.
Right. Hence the cleaning out the closets and the basements and the attics, right? Cleaning
Exactly.
everything out, mini trips to donate
Wherever. Yes.
wherever things need to go.
Yeah.
But even in the act of donating, that feels good because maybe it's helping someone else, so
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
it's
And
you're giving a
that is
gift.
going to be a big theme for this 9 energy because of the love energy. And every time we donate, give to, or are concerned about helping someone else, that's pure love energy.
And that's the
And
humanitarian as well, isn't it?
exactly.
Okay.
And the love and light that we can do on small scales, big scales, in between, whatever works in our life, always needs to transfer with love and light. Okay. And it's the most powerful energy there is, most powerful frequencies, love and light. And so even when you add an R to the word love, it's still a 9 energy to make lover. So let's be a lover of humanity and especially a lover of ourselves, because a lot of people don't do that for themselves. They're very good at giving. They're just not too good at giving to themselves or receiving for themselves.
Agreed. Agreed. And
Mhm.
that is a lot of the work that I do with my own clients as well,
Mhm.
because I read their energy. I'm I've actually been able to read since I was little, as you know, and so, but it's amazing to me the leaps and the progress and the excitement that they have when they have made a connection and something's happening and oh my God, that actually worked and this is happening and my life is changing and it's exciting.
Right,
Exciting
right.
to work with people and know that I'm able to give that gift. It's just like when I do the angelic channelings, you know, it is a powerful experience and I work with the archangels uniquely. I work through what is called an adjacent, and the adjacents are part of the angelic messenger service. So what happens is that she's a little doggy, believe it or not. She's this tiny little doggy, and she is powerful and she delivers the messages. You know, I can channel direct for the archangels and I do at different times. And I do that a lot of the times when I'm in sessions with people. But when it comes through Kita, that's her name, when it comes through Kita, the archangel is explaining it to Kita. So Kita turns around to explain it to us. And what happens in that, it is no longer just an etheric message that you have to kind of sort of figure out. It
Right.
comes with examples and it comes with instructions and it's an amazing difference. And she has her own personality and she's comical and it's fun and we do live channelings multiple times a month in the Oasis to Oneness. So I would highly suggest anybody that hasn't checked into our community portal that please come check it out. Darlene, master numerologist, she is in there. Me as an energy transformation coach, channel, everything else. We're in there all the time. So we'd love to
And
have you
not
join us.
only are we in there,
Oh gosh,
we
no.
have a
Community.
lot of information in there.
Tremendous. There's a resource libraries and we're constantly in there, but there's a community and where, you know, we're raising our frequencies and we're rising together. And the more togetherness, the more community that we can work is we raise faster. We rise higher, we rise faster. It's all in the togetherness, you
And we
know.
encourage people to participate and insert things and be
Absolutely.
part of the conversations.
Yes, because you know what? We learn from every single person. And
Yes,
you never know where your message is going to come from. Okay. It's very important to stay open to that. Just like today, and you know, and in your book, you know, it's you talk in your book about how things just came into your life
right.
unexpectedly. And it has made all this difference because you didn't become a numerologist till later in life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I didn't start college and figure out who I was till I was 50. So there's plenty of hope for anybody out there.
Exactly.
You can start anytime. Um, so, but I would like to accentuate, Jodie just mentioned, you know, use your own words in putting things in. And I'm going to quote this other piece from my book. And I wrote this back when I was in college. And the title is Every Word I Speak. Every word I speak, every breath I breathe, every step I take matters to someone. Not everyone, but to someone. And most of all, it matters to me that I am participating and doing my part, for this is what feeds my heart and soul and fulfills my mission, my passion, and my purpose. No word, breath, step, mission, passion, or purpose is too small or too large. It just is.
You know, it's interesting. And I appreciate that you read that because I think it made me think of something else in the fact that as my own business name for my work that I do with clients, it is 5D Earth Speak. And I have always felt that my channeling and my intuitive flow and my work with the archangels is all been about speaking for the 5D. It is speaking for the earth and her big changes. It is speaking for the dimensional shifts we're here to do. It is speaking about also being witness to the changes. So, and I encourage my clients to speak, because so much of the time it's things that we bury down inside that never come out, that have not seen the light, that needs to be expressed, that needs to be spoken. And in that it was so perfect.
Right. Well, and both of us are accomplished dowsers, and in being able to douse energy fields is something that is very important to help people find out where they are and what their energy is doing. But I also, in doing numerology, I go a little further than some other numerology does, in the fact I do the temporary numbers. Where is your temporary energy for the next 2 years? And so the way that works is when one of those temporary numbers matches one of your 8 blueprint numbers, it is a window of opportunity. And it's a period of time that things click, things work better, things come together. And so many clients come back through the mentoring process and they say, that's just what you said. It would happen during that period of time, or something would happen, and it does. And so our universe is a number system. And so there's so many, some people call them old-fashioned way of doing things, the astrology, the numerology. They're not old-fashioned at all. They're plugging into the real systems we operate by. Okay, we have to live on this earth and be part of this earth. And so that's, like you say, you're speaking for the earth's energy. And our earth is a living planet that needs all the help we can give it, because it is helping us as well.
Absolutely.
But these changes are why we've got so many fires, so many earthquakes, so many volcanoes. The earth is changing just as much as we're changing.
We're collectively evolving, and we are doing our ascension process in physical bodies this time. Before, when we've ascended, we always do it by leaving the body. This time it's a whole different shebang. We are here to evolve with our bodies and help the earth to evolve as well, and ascend. And it's an interesting process. And I have to say, it is an ongoing process. It is not something you're just going to click your fingers and it's all done already. No, because you know what it does? It involves those endings and those beginnings. Okay. So, but I will say what happens that I notice is that we're cycling faster and faster, and everything is speeding up more. And so we're doing our closures with greater ease. We're doing our new beginnings and transitions with greater ease as we evolve, to the point where it feels like we're literally just in the current and in the flow, rather than I got to hold on to this, I got to pull this out, I got to do. It doesn't have to be hard. We can stay in the current and be in the flow, but we still need to release what maybe has been in the way. And that's a lot of the work that you and I both do with our clients as well. So it's
well, if you think about that, and current and how water flows, and if someone's holding onto a tree on the side and the current's going under them, that's a rough ride. Okay, if you let go and go with the flow, things can be smoother. And because a lot of people sort of put the brakes on and say, well, I don't know where I'm going, so I'm going to stop. That's the worst thing we can do right now, is we really have to learn how to go with the flow and not stop the flow. Okay, because that just isn't healthy.
Well, and it's especially you start noticing things don't work in your life if you've
Right.
stopped.
Yeah,
You know?
or if you're holding on to old stuff that needs to go.
Yes. And
Yeah.
that could be anything,
Mhm.
you know. And I think the best thing we can do is stay present, stay focused, and stay in the flow as best we can, you know,
Right.
and being, rather than trying to hard work your way through everything, you know.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Exactly.
Well, what a gift. I mean, this has been huge for us to be able to have this conversation here today.
Right.
And I think that you know, as it gets posted, we'll put down in the comments below the link to the community portal, Oasis to Oneness, and we'll put links to Darlene's website as well as my own. As a master numerologist, she can help you find your numbers and your blueprint and really start helping you to figure out where you are. And you know, we've always said that I kind of work from the outside in and you work from the inside out. Okay. So she gets the blueprints and the numbers and gets everything moving and flowing in that direction. And I work from the energy field inward and help analyze where are those blockages, what is ready to shift, and helping you with the actual ascension process part.
Yeah.
So it's clients that work with both of us just blow our minds how fast they move through and
Yeah, they
what
can't
amazing
quite
work they're
believe
doing.
it. Yeah.
It's shocking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, starting just, with your birth and that birthday and full name at birth are the only magic you need to give me in order to get, a full reading with all this information.
I
So
know it's
it has
exciting.
been fun. We'll have to do this more often, Jodie.
We will. We will.
Yeah.
No worries. All righty. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
And we will leave the links below.
All righty.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you. Also, bye-bye.